When talking about the power balance in the world, the real question in everyone's mind is this. Okay bro, but who's the real boss? America or Russia? One tries to run the world with hamburgers, Hollywood, and dollars. The other challenges with vodka, gas pipelines, and nuclear warheads. Let's not make these two giants fight directly. Let's make them clash by separating them into categories. In this episode we go with three main categories: economic, military, and diplomatic and geopolitical power. 1. Economic power. When entering the economy, first comes the GDP slap. America's annual production volume is around $27 trillion. What does that mean? It means this: even if they said we're finished, by only selling Apple they could cover the budget of many countries. Let's move to Russia. GDP is around $2 trillion. There is approximately a 13x difference. This difference isn't a small difference. Meaning if America builds 5 Disneylands, Russia can only build a funfair. But let's not misunderstand Russia's deal. This country doesn't make can sell plastic spoons. Their bread comes from energy, oil, natural gas, nickel. And these goods aren't like take it if you want, if not you'll be fine. Europe realizes this when it's freezing in winter. Russia's economy is small but critical. Second round in the economy, company quality. On the US side, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon. On the Russia side, Gazprom, Rosneft, Lukoil. Meaning one side does cloud computing, the other side asks bro who opened the natural gas valve. In finance, the US is again in space. Wall Street, the Fed, dollar as reserve currency. The dollar is so strong that America sometimes solves its own problems by printing money. They say money is gone. Press Ctrl+P. Russia's solution carries more Soviet spirit. Money is gone. Then we set the price, no problem. Demography matters too. The US population is 333 million, takes in immigrants, and has young population. Russia is 144 million, and its population is aging. This table gives us a clue about where the economy will flow in the future. Economic result, money, technology, financial system, companies, demography gives US wins. Russia, on the other hand, is in nobody can beat me mode with its energy. To military power. First round in military power. Defense budget. America spends $877 billion annually. This number is such a number that, in some countries you could eliminate hunger with it. Russia is around $86 billion. The difference is 10x. But in military power, money alone isn't enough. Geography, technology, logistics, manpower, firepower, etc. are all in the mix. The US shows off at sea. They have 11 giant aircraft carriers. These carriers are basically floating airports. You put 2 destroyers next to one and half the world says calm down bro. Russia's sea power is more limited, but on land another story begins. Tanks, artillery, armored vehicles, ground forces, the Soviet DNA is still there. In air power, the US flies 5th generation jets F-22, F-35. Russia tries to come with Su-57, but the numbers are very low. Now the most critical part, nuclear deterrence. This is where things reverse. Russia has around 5,900 nuclear warheads. The US has 5,400. The gap is small but important. So asking who would beat who in this category is nonsense. If one side loses, we wouldn't even find a winner. Russia is also aggressive in hypersonic missiles. The US warmed up later in this field but is closing the gap technologically. There is also the issue of bases. The US is spread across the entire world. They set up bases everywhere. Russia is more concentrated around its surroundings. Military result, in conventional power gives US ahead. In nuclear deterrence gives tie. In ground power and regional pressure gives Russia ahead. 3. Diplomatic and geopolitical power. Diplomacy is actually a polite-looking combat sport. If you can't punch at the table, your friends punch for you. The US is the king of alliances in the world. NATO, G7, closeness with the EU, Pacific alliances, South Korea, Japan, Australia, Canada. These aren't ordinary countries, They are all economic and technological giants. Russia's alliance list is more modest. Belarus in brother Mo, a few Central Asian states and regional partners like Syria. There is a relationship with China, but that one is not bro, business partner. In geopolitical moves, the US plays more globally. Russia moves with regional pressure, because geography demands this. The most interesting power factor in diplomacy is this: the dollar. If the US likes you, they open SWIFT. If not, they close it. That's serious deterrence. Russia plays the energy card. You like winter? Okay, let's close the valve, meaning one negotiates with a bank, the other negotiates with the heater. In media and cultural power, the US is unquestionably dominant. Hollywood, Netflix, the music industry, they sell ideology to the world. Russia builds a more security-oriented narrative, diplomatic and geopolitical result. The US dominates everything with global network plus dollar plus media plus alliances. Russia balances with regional pressure plus nuclear plus energy. A cannot change the center of the system. General result: America's military and economic superiority is an undeniable reality. But looking at Russia's history and nuclear capacity, we can only say, let's hope we never have to learn this the hard way.